Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. So this is the third movie in the Fast franchise. This one has none of the original cast, not a single one, and it is about a teenager who gets in some trouble where he lives and is sent to live with his dad in Tokyo. And while living in Tokyo, he gets caught up with these street drifting racing thing. This movie's okay. It's fine. It's not as bad as Too Fast, Too Furious. I would say it's on par with the first one. First thing I need to really say is the fact that this was directed by Justin Lin. And Justin Lin directed not only this one, but the fourth one, the fifth one, and the sixth one. And I have to say, I think him coming in was a very good thing for this franchise because he understood a little bit more of what this franchise should be. Because I have to say, once again, this is probably the most fun out of the three that we've had so far. It's not taking itself overly seriously. Don't get me wrong, there's still some seriousness moments that really don't matter, but this one is more fun. And that's what these movies should be, are fun, not these serious drama things, whatever they thought that the first two were. The special effects in this movie look way better than the first and the second did. I can see a lot more practical stunts in this one. And that is a very good thing. There's none of those stupid moments where you see Nos going through the car. It looks bad in the first two movies, and this one does look a lot more realistic, which I like a lot. The story is a little bit better, a little more interesting. I cared a little bit more about the characters. Now, in saying that, I wouldn't say it's a good story. It's not. It's nothing fantastic. It's nothing great. I'm just saying, comparing it to the other two, this one's a little bit better with its story. The main character, you care about him a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't say you care about him more than Vin Diesel's character, Dom, or even Paul Walker's character, Brian O'Connor, necessarily. But he's an interesting enough character. The people around him are interesting, unlike some of the other movies where there's some uninteresting characters that surround them. This is the movie that introduced us to Han. He is in 4, 5, 6. He's a fascinating character to me. The moment we see him, there's just so much mystery around him, and we want to know more about him, which we do get on further movies. And he's just a really great character, I think. I think he's one of the best characters we've had in this franchise, to be perfectly honest. I've liked his character since Tokyo Drift here. He is a great character, and I don't know the actor who plays him. Again, I'll put it in the bottom there. I think he's Chinese or Japanese, so I'm probably not going to be able to get close to saying it, so I'm not even going to try. The villain of this movie is a villain, but it's almost not. It's more just like a bully. They call him the DK, the Drift King, and it's more of their main character just trying to beat him at a race. So I wouldn't call him a villain necessarily. He is a villain though, but it works for this movie really, and he's probably been the best villain we've had so far in this franchise, because the first and the second movie just have really stereotypical dumb villains. This one is at least not necessarily a villain. He's more of a bully, like I said. As far as negatives for this movie, again, the acting is not the best. It's very wooden. It's very eh. Particularly the lead of this movie, Lucas Black, I believe his name is. He's not very good. He gives a lot of these weird looks, and his smile, he's not very good. But again, it worked for this. I wouldn't say it's good, but it's fine for this kind of movie that's just dumb and all over the place, you know. And again, writing is not the best. There are some scenes where people are talking back and forth, and it's awful. You're just laughing at how bad the dialogue is. So the writing is definitely not good. There's some sound mixing, sound editing that just don't really work in this movie. And there's moments where characters are talking, you can tell that the words that they are saying are not the words coming out of their mouth. I don't know what that was all about necessarily. I don't know if it was reshoots or I'm not sure, but there's a few scenes where that happens. More of a nitpick because it is only like 3 minutes of the movie, but it does have it. Uh, as far as the action sequences go, the first one was kind of just races. Second one, they started going where we want them to go and just doing crazy things with cars. This one is more races with drifting. They're not as much fun as the first two action sequences necessarily. However, they do look more realistic. They look more practical, which I think maybe they were trying to go for a little bit for this franchise, to try and be more practical with them. So I wouldn't say they're bad, but I don't know. They weren't as great. Once again, story is just kind of eh. It's nothing spectacular. It's just this movie is to have car races. I mean, it's nothing. I mean, it's fine. It works for the movie. There is a cameo at the end of this movie. I won't spoil it, but it was put in there at the end. It was a reshoot because the movie was being screened and people thought it was awful. So it was put in there to make the rest of the movie be a little bit better, I guess, because, well, the end has a cameo in it. I guess it kind of works. It connects all the movies together, sort of. But, whatever. In the end, guys, I think I'd give this movie probably the same grade as I give the first Fast and Furious. This is a good, guilty pleasure. There's enough fun in here that you're not going to want to stab yourself in the eyeballs. In the end, I'd give this movie a 4 out of 10. So, guys, tell me, what did you think of Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift? Are you ready for Fast 8? Because I refuse to call it that other name. Please subscribe, comment down below, share, like, all that fun stuff. We'll see you soon.